Before you sign on the dotted line, you need to hear these jaw-dropping stories from real buyers. From hidden costs to shocking construction mistakes, these home buyer experiences for new construction homes will leave you stunned. You won't believe what really goes on behind the scenes. Today, I had a listing appointment with the seller, Sean, who bought a new construction home directly with the builder a couple years ago. By the time he found me on YouTube, it was too late. Sean had already gone to the model homes and toured it, and he had already started a conversation with one of the builder's sales contacts. Remember, in order to get buyer's representation, it's very important for you to know that on your first visit to the model home, you go with your buyer's agent and have them register you with that particular builder. Sean was a first-time home buyer, and he was shocked and surprised by the amount of hidden costs that came up to surface after he had gone under contract with the purchase agreement. These costs included closing costs and HOA fees. HOA represents Homeowners Association. These costs were not properly explained by the builder because remember, the builder and the sales contact that works there represents the builder and not the buyer. Make sure your buyer's agent explains to you very thoroughly the process of new construction home and what's due up front, what's due during escrow, and what's due at closing. Let me break it down for you. What's due up front is the earnest money deposit, also known as EMD. That's a good faith for us to represent as the buyers that we want to move forward with this particular lot for this new construction community. That EMD amount varies by the builder and the community, but it's usually a percentage of the base price or a flat fee. Now, pro tip. Have your buyer's agent negotiate on the earnest money deposit. Did you know that the earnest money deposit was negotiable? Let me give you an example. I have been very successful in negotiating a flat fee of earnest money deposit that was needed for a new construction community in Summerlin West, which was $40,000. I was able to negotiate that to $20,000 for my buyers. What's collected during escrow varies by the builder and the community, but that usually refers to the design upgrades. After going under contract on your brand new construction home, the builder will schedule you to a design appointment. Usually this design appointment is once virtual and then the second phase in person at the design center. That is when you select all of your design upgrades for your brand new construction home. Now, depending on the builder, they may have a certain threshold, and anything above that certain threshold, you may be required to put down a percentage of that at the design center appointment. If you decide not to do any design upgrades and keep everything as standard, that's also okay as well. And at that time, if you choose to do that, there'll be nothing due during the escrow. Then, what's collected at the end of the escrow at closing is the deposits minus the earnest money deposit that was already collected up front. The builder did not go over the expectation of closing fees and HOA fees at the time of closing for Sean. Closing costs are various fees and expenses that are due at the time of signing and closing. These costs are in addition to the purchase price of your home, and it ranges typically between 2 to 3% of the total purchase price if you're financing, and 1% if you're paying in cash. Here are some common examples of closing costs. Loan fees if you're financing, and these include loan origination fees, discount points, and underwriting fees. Title fees, title insurance premium, property taxes, transfer taxes. Other fees such as appraisal fee, homeowners association fees, and escrow fees. The one other fee that is collected during escrow are the inspection fees. And as you may already know, I'm a big fan of inspections because I want to protect you as the home buyer when purchasing a brand new construction home. There are two specific fees when it comes to home inspections. For a new build, number one, it's the frame walk inspection fee. This happens before drywall, also known as pre-drywall inspection. And then the second inspection is after the completion of your home, just a few days before closing, you will conduct a third-party home inspection. Now, you may be wondering, Kaori, how much are the costs of a frame walk inspection and a home inspection? So let me share that with you. A typical frame walk inspection for a new construction home here in Las Vegas and Henderson is usually between $200 to $300. And the third-party home inspection fee that is conducted a few days before closing here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Henderson is close to a few $100s. So that could range from $300 to even $500, again, depending on the size of your home, the location of your home, and the neighborhood the community is in. I really wish I could have been there for Sean to explain all these fees so it wasn't a shock for him at closing. For me as your buyer's agent, I review the closing statement with my buyers ahead of time before signing, so there's no surprises when we go to closing and we're at the title office signing these disclosure forms. I wanted to share with you Sean's story because I think it's really important to hear firsthand from a real buyer what they went through without a buyer's representation. Now I have the opportunity to actually list Sean's house, and stay tuned for more information on that because we will be listing his home before Christmas this year. If we haven't met yet, konnichiwa, my name is Kaori Nagao, your global real estate advisor helping you find your new home. Whether it's a brand new construction home or a resale home, anywhere in the world, I'll be more than happy to help you. Remember, I have referral Sotheby's network partners in every market, in every city, so reach out to me for any of your real estate needs. Contact me by scanning the QR code on the screen, or you could collect my contact details in the description below. I love it when I hear from you, so let's keep going and keep engaging with me. Shocking construction mistakes. I've seen numerous dissatisfied new construction home buyers that have experienced problems with their home after closing. These issues included leaky roofs, faulty plumbing, and shoddy workmanship. There is one particular story that really stood out for me. It was a newlywed, and after they had closed on their brand new construction home and living in it for a couple weeks, they had experienced nightmares. Their home was delivered with multiple defects. These included uneven flooring, broken windows, and malfunctioning AC unit. The pipes in the HVAC unit were installed incorrectly. After hearing these horror stories, you might be wondering, is it really worth to purchase a new construction home? But don't worry, this is why I make these videos for you, and this is why it's important for you to hire an experienced and knowledgeable buyer's agent. Here are a few tips when purchasing a brand new construction home so you could avoid these horror stories. Do your research. Before you even step foot in that beautiful model, do your research. And thanks to technology, there's so much information online that you could check out and read for yourself ahead of time before making that appointment with your buyer's agent to visit that model home. Read the reviews. If there are particular builders' names that keep popping up with dissatisfied customers as well as potential lawsuits, you may want to question yourself and think twice before visiting that model home. Hire a professional inspector. Don't just rely on the builder's inspection and the superintendent's word of mouth. I recommend my buyers to conduct 3 home inspections throughout the course of building a brand new construction home. Number 1, frame walk inspection. Number 2, third-party home inspection. And number 3, welcome home / blue tape inspection. The frame walk inspection is conducted right before the drywall is installed. So we also call it a pre-drywall inspection. It's very important for these inspectors to come in and check on the structural aspects of your home. For example, are the anchors installed properly? Are there any missing nuts? Are there any cracks in the framing? Are there any broken items that you see? You want to address all those items before the drywall is installed and you can't see what's behind the walls anymore. Third-party home inspection. That is usually conducted a few days before closing, and that is when a third-party professional inspection company will come and inspect your home inside and out to make sure that everything is up to code and everything is functioning properly. What's really important for me is for my inspectors to check the attic and make sure that insulation is up to code. You would be surprised to hear the number of inspection reports that I have seen where the insulation was not installed properly or up to code. The welcome home and blue tape inspection is the last time you are able to see your home and inspect the home before closing. This is a great opportunity for you to thoroughly check the home inside and out and mark the home with defects in a blue tape. That's why it's called a blue tape inspection. By taking time to conduct all 3 inspections, you are protecting yourself and your family from major headaches in the future. Get everything in writing. Document everything in an email. Sometimes maybe you want to attach a photo if there's a specific thing you are asking about or questioning about. Make sure you have everything written up so that you could use that as an evidence, or you could refer it back to it as needed on a case-by-case basis. And as I mentioned before, the most important thing for you to do when purchasing a brand new construction home is to hire a knowledgeable and experienced buyer's agent that has done multiple transactions in new constructions in the communities that you're interested in purchasing. These buyer's agents will know all the questions to ask the builder, and with their experience and knowledge working with other new construction communities, they will be able to share those information to you and use that as leverage when negotiating with the builders to make sure you get the best deal and the best price for your new construction home. Now it's time for a pop quiz. I know you've been waiting for this. The first person to answer correctly will get a shout out on my next YouTube Shorts. Let's go. How many inspections do I recommend if you hired me as your buyer's agent to conduct when purchasing a new construction home? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, and D, none of the above. So yes, you've heard those horror stories, and it's true. And it's unfortunate, in my opinion, because my first question I asked for these people that have had these horror nightmare stories when purchasing a new construction home is whether or not they used the services of a buyer's agent. And in most cases, the answer is no. Avoid major headaches by following my tips, and make sure you schedule the 3 home inspections I spoke about in my video today. For more videos about new construction homes or purchasing new anywhere in the world, make sure you check out one of my videos surrounding me. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for finding me. It will make me really happy if you could smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're made aware of my weekly content. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one.